Hey friends, welcome back to the Happy Homestead. I'm Amanda, and today we're in the kitchen, and I have this beautiful bunch. I don't even know what this is. Look how big they are, by the way. Garlic scapes. So let me just show you this beautiful bunch because you actually see the magnitude of it. These are garlic scapes. These are from my sweet friend Chrissy over at 7 Seasons Farm. I've talked about her before. She's where I get all of our eggs and our dairy, and I make our cheeses from her milk, and she's just an amazing person, and she has an amazing garden. And so I was over there the other day, and she had all these garlic scapes, and she was so generous that she gave me this bunch. So thank you, Chrissy. I'm so excited. So what a garlic scape is that once the garlic is planted in the fall, usually about a month, maybe anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks before you actually pull your garlic, it's going to send up a shoot. And at the top of the shoot is a flower. And if you let so this is the flower, right? If you let the flower open, then your garlic harvest just isn't as great because the plant is sending its energy into the shoot, into the flower, and not into the bulb, right? Into maturing that really beautiful bulb, which is what we all look for when you buy garlic. So you cut off the scape. It's called a scape. Now, garlic scapes are only on hard neck garlic. There's 2 types of garlic, soft neck and hard neck. And soft neck, which you could probably imagine, once you pull the garlic, actually I have some onions I could demonstrate with. This is a puny little onion that I picked today for dinner tonight. Sorry. And you can kind of see, right, like the tops, very pliable. You can do just about anything with them. That's how soft neck garlic is. And so if you ever see garlic braids, right, where the garlic bulbs that are braided together, that is done through soft neck garlic. Whereas hard neck garlic, you can't actually do that, right? Because the neck is really stiff. And actually, if you've ever bought a bulb of garlic where you take the cloves out and in the middle, right, there's the root, but then from the root, there's like this one really hard stem and the cloves are around it. That's hard neck garlic. And so with hard neck garlic, you can't actually braid it, right? So there's pros and cons. Soft neck, you can braid. Hard neck, you get the scape. So I try to grow a little bit of both. But for comparison, I want to show you my garlic scapes compared to Chrissy's. And I have 4 left here. And they are really pitiful comparatively. I mean, which would you rather have? So again, I'm so grateful. And so we're going to be pickling the garlic scapes. So 2 things that come to mind when I think of garlic scapes, and that is pesto and the pickling. And I already made some pesto with some of the ones that I had harvested from our garden, and that is now in the freezer. And garlic scape pesto is delicious. Maybe I'll do something on that next year, but lo and behold, it won't happen this year because this is the end of the garlic scapes. So I'm gonna pickle these, but the difference with this today is that I'm going to make this so easy, super easy. And you could use this pickling base, this pickling recipe for just about anything because we're not actually going to can this. We're not gonna steam can it or water bath can it. We are going to just put it in the refrigerator. And so these are gonna be perfect just to snack on or to add to salads or to top with like maybe a steak or something or a hamburger. It's just gonna be really good. So let's get started making our pickling brine. All right, so I am estimating with the amount of scapes I have that I'm gonna be doing 3 pint jars. We may find after I cut these up that I need more jars, but we're gonna start with 3 pint jars. And so I'm gonna do 4 cups of brine, and we're going to be putting this in a small saucepan because we're gonna be adding a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and we want everything to kind of dissolve nicely. So I have 2 cups of water. I'm going to do 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons salt. This is the Redmond Real Salt that you've probably heard me talk about before. And I'm also going to do 2 tablespoons of organic evaporated cane juice, which is basically an organic sugar. And I'm going to put that on the stovetop on low heat. Okay, I actually put it on like a low to medium heat. So what we're going to do is you want to be able to trim the flour off. You're not actually going to be pickling and eating the flour or the bloom part. So I'm going to start just trimming those off to begin with. All right, I got all the blooms off. Now I'm just going to trim up some of the bottoms. I really want my scapes to have the same kind of green color. So I don't know if you can tell, but some of these, you know, it's gotten a little bit lighter towards the bottom. And it's pretty woody, actually. Kind of like asparagus. When asparagus gets really big, it gets kind of woody at the bottom. So I'm just going to cut off some of these bottoms. All right, I think all my scapes are ready. So we're gonna fill our 3 jars here. I'm just gonna take some garlic, put about 1 large clove in per jar. This one had 2 smaller ones. That's why you saw me put 2 in. But I'm putting a large one in the other 2. And I'm just smashing it a little bit. Okay, and then I've got some of these dehydrated hot peppers from our garden last year. I'm just going to put 2 in each. I am going to do a teaspoon of dill seeds in each one. Now, if you had some fresh dill and dill flowers, you could absolutely use that too. Dill flowers, by the way, are so gorgeous in pickled, anything pickled, pickles or any other vegetable that's pickled. And the dill flowers are where the seeds are, so that's where you get all that gorgeous dill flavor. Okay, so we got a garlic clove, a hot pepper, and you could use a fresh hot pepper if that's all you have. Or you could use red pepper flakes, that works too. And then a teaspoon of dill seeds and a teaspoon of mustard seeds. You can get fancy with it and add all kinds of different flavors if you'd like. Coriander seeds, I think, would be really good too. So I am just going to roughly chop these. I'm not putting them in really small or even uniform sizes. And I'm just going to stuff them in the jars. And again, because we are not officially, you know, canning this recipe, we don't have to worry about headspace and having everything uniform in size and, you know, all that stuff. This is just going to get the hot brine on top. And then we'll put a lid on and we're gonna let it cool on the counter. And then once it cools, we'll just put it in the refrigerator. And you are gonna leave this in the refrigerator. Well, you can leave it in there for a very long time. But you wanna leave it in for a good 2 weeks before you open them and start eating them. Because you really want the flavor to start infusing in. All right, this is the last of the scapes. And the 3 pints worked just well. So I just need to kind of shove them all in there so I can get a lid on. If you would rather use white vinegar over apple cider vinegar, you can do that too. It was really, if you notice, just a 1-to-1 ratio of water and vinegar. And then the salt, the sugar, right? I did 2 tablespoons each. And then whatever spices you want. Took the brine off the stove. It's pretty warm. I didn't need it to get to boiling, right? I just need the salt and the sugar to dissolve, which I think it has. So let's go ahead and start getting our brine in. All right, probably do this now. Look at that. Just enough. And that is it. These are pretty hot. So you do not want to put these in the refrigerator right now, right? Leave them on the counter, let them cool to come to more of a room temp, and then put them in the fridge and keep them there for 2 weeks until you open and start enjoying your pickled scapes. But because they're pickled, they will last in the refrigerator for a long time. And when I say a long time, a few months, right? I mean, if these last more than 4 to 5 months, then I'm doing something wrong because I can tell my family and I are going to enjoy these quite a bit. So I hope you will consider pickling your own garlic scapes. And remember, this recipe, this brine recipe, it's pretty ubiquitous for any type of vegetable. So you could do it with green beans. You could even do it with some cucumber slices to make pickles without actually going through the canning process. Sometimes you just want something pickled without making it a big deal on your day. Thanks so much for joining me today on this quick pickling video. Stay healthy, stay well. Bye-bye.